calling it AVG for now. I always got to put acronyms on things that I feel are important. That's the American way. No, just teasing. I hate acronyms. But seriously, added value gameplay comes down to when somebody has an idea and propels it forward. Yes, it adds time to the project that we know that we love. Some of us doubtful it's ever going to ever come out. I get it. I know the frustration. When people add things to the game that, you know, right now we're on this precipice, we feel all stressed out like, you know, this is never coming out. There's always that moment in the project when people get at a boiling point and then whoosh, something else comes out, some glitter, some shiny, something amazing. We look the other way and we say, nah, we're cool with it, we're fine. I think that time's over. I think more people are worried about the mechanics. Finally, I've gotten to the point where I'm seeing more citizens focused on mechanics and wanting the mechanics in. I love it. I'm happy for it. I'm happy that we're at this stage right now of the project. It's kind of nitty gritty, you know? And I think that the delays that we're seeing right now in Star Citizen come straight from them preparing for a very big reveal at CitizenCon. I think Cloud Imperium's going to knock it out of the park on this one. I really do. I think they're going to add a little bit more in terms of exploration mechanics. I think we're going to see the Carrack being unveiled at CitizenCon. I think we might even see a new system at the very least. I think we're going to see wormhole mechanics, exploration, that type of thing because of the invitation. We've been talking about it on the channel forever, but let's get back to the point of this conversation. We're talking about added value gameplay. Telling you guys, this is a thing. It happened in the past. Many people were theory crafting, adding things to this game that they wanted. They kept adding. Chris kept saying yes, yes, yes. It's going to have that and it's going to have this. Not only is it going to have the things that you guys want, but I'm even adding to it. And they had to clamp down Chris Roberts' mouth and say that is enough, Chris. And that's what we've been doing for the past 3 years, is listening to a clamped down Chris. Smart move, but not always the best move, because people want to see Chris be Chris again and be positive. But at the same time, it opens up the attacks from those that are on the extreme naysayer side that have been completely burned. I understand some of these people have put in way too much money than they can afford to put in, thinking that the dream's going to become a reality right away, and then they're chagrined and pissed and they say fuck this, and they actively go out and they try and destroy the project. Sounds very White Knight of me, but there is that side. On the other side of the spectrum, there's the White Knights that think nothing can ever go wrong. Fucking hate that too. Everything's right. We know I'm somewhere in the middle. We know I deal in the gray, I deal in the realities, I deal in the real talk. Let's get back to the added value gameplay. So we keep adding these ideas, and Chris keeps saying yes. One of those ideas was to have some type of ground mechanics, some type of ground warfare. I'm very into that. I'm very into the FPS, very much in favor of ground battles. There's many people out there that said when the Ballista came out, they were sick and tired of seeing ground vehicles. They want more space shit. Great, there's tons of space shit. There's barely any ground vehicles right now, and the fact that they added the Ballista as an anti-air unit was something we were screaming about here on the channel. We're very happy on the channel that they have that, and we're very happy that they're going to have some type of ground warfare in the game, and I want to see more ground vehicles. And that's where I stand when it comes to that. That added value gameplay is important. We need that AVG. That's something I want to hold on to. And there are certain times when our imagination should not be squelched. There's so many large content creators out there that are going to tell you that your ideas suck, that your imagination, you need to squelch it because they're tired of waiting for the game and they don't want you to add any more ideas to this game. Let me tell you something. To those people, I say fuck you, middle finger in the sky. Because this game has strong revenues behind it. I see the numbers. It's bigger than 2018. The revenue uptick is nice. How they're going to take that money, Chris, Sig, and manage that money is a completely different issue. We'll get into that in the future. I've gotten into it in the past. We'll keep a nice pulse. We got to keep our finger on that pulse. Make sure that the Chris and Cloud Imperium are doing the right things. It's part of the process. We got to make sure that they do what is expected of them to get this project done. And there's been some slip ups. Oh, there has been some slip ups. We know this. Those of you smart enough, have enough brain cells you can rub together, you understand that there have been slip ups, that you know that everything that they have done have not been the right things. But regardless, the project continues forward because the revenues keep pouring in. And the ideas that come from people are valid. And those ideas, in most cases, are being worked on. If there are any additional ideas, you know what? Let them work on it. I'm in the camp where I understand this has already been 8 or 9 years. Long term, yo. For the long term. How many more years are you going to be waiting for, DG? Well, for what this game promises, what the fuck do you think? If this is the game that's actually going to deliver, that you got excited for at one point, the people that are on the complete troll naysayer side that are actively trying to destroy the project because they spent too much money, or others that are not so extreme that feel justified in saying, hey, they're not being fiscally responsible. I respect those people that do that constructively. I do at times as well. Because there are times when there's some slipping going on and it needs to be justified. And right now is a very critical point in the project. And that is because right now we're looking at making sure that the mechanics need to be polished at the point that we're at in 2019. We want better AI, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. We're tired of the delays. We want better AI now. We want better flight mechanics now. We'll go over that in a future video where we did a poll and over 60% of people were saying that they weren't happy with flight, period. And I'm not just talking about hover mode. And that's something that needs to be worked on. And I think people are tired of waiting for mechanics to get to the point where they need to be so that the game is more playable. Is the game playable now? Some people say no. I understand. There's a lot of jankiness in the game. But we're at the point now where I've seen enough progress from the 5 years that I've been in to say that this isn't a fucking scam. Chris, yes, he's a salesman. And, you know, a lot of people rag on Chris, but he made something from nothing. You have to say that. He's had failures. He's had successes in his career. But I will say this. If you have a guy that decides to make a game and gets nearly $300 million in revenue from people, and creates a company and employs over 500 people, changing people's lives, paying those people, the real substantial buildings, designers, developers, you know, every type of employee in that building right now, all the different types of aspect of work that needs to be done, everybody receiving a paycheck, doing this for years. You ask them if you think that this is a scam, they're going to tell you no. Obviously, they go to work every day. You know, they're working on it. And for them to have to sit there and listen to people saying that it's a scam probably is one of the worst things in the world, because they're actually doing the work that's necessary of them to receive this paycheck that they get. Maybe they're upset with Chris sometimes because he's overbearing. Maybe there's a lot of double work, and we get into that. We get into like mismanagement issues that Chris has gotten into. Yes, we talk about it here on the channel. There have been times, there have been plenty of mismanagement, you know, but there are things happening right now within the company, good or bad, and they're working towards an end goal of finishing the game, because it's a game. It's not a scam. It's a game. I can't fathom somebody so evil to continue to suck people's money because he knows what he's doing is a scam, and just continuing to do it without seeing the progress that I've seen right now. There's proof in the pudding. There has been progress in the game. If it was a scam, we'd still be having 2015 Frankenstein movements. We wouldn't have anywhere to go. We'd still have our hangars. We'd have a lack of ships, and we would basically have a lack of content. And, you know, people are saying, well, there's only one system. No, there's gonna be more than one system. God damn it. I'm so tired of people not realizing that there's more than one system out there. It's ridiculous. They're working on systems. There's systems that are being worked on. Stan is the sandbox. Why are you so sure about this? Jesus, people. Do a little bit of digging. Sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. I'm ranting here. My point is, no, it's not a scam. Yes, it's great to imagine, to use your imagination. And that added value gameplay is important. And if you've got an idea, express it. Don't let people squelch you. So many content creators just trying to shut you down because they're so impatient. Makes me sick, man. And while it's important to be a watchdog and see what's going on inside of SIG, at the same time, don't try and actively destroy the project. It's ridiculous. I feel bad that people got hurt like that. But them spending and overspending the money that they spent had nothing to do with Cloud Imperium forcing them to spend it. They made the choice to spend that kind of money. And you know who I'm talking about. There's plenty of them out there. And you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have committed so much cash to the idea and gone whole hog and thought that you were going to open the present the next day. It's not how it works, especially on an idea like this. Going into this, you should realize this was going to be a long trip for everything that needs to be done, all the promises that were made. This is going to be one hell of a long trip. And there's going to be a lot of mistakes made along the way, because this project is something that has not really ever been done before. It's the first time it's ever been done like this, supported by the people that want to play the game completely, well, not necessarily completely transparent, but more transparent than any other kind of back game that I've seen out there that uses supporter money, backer money. I mean, every step of the way they're trying to show as much as they can without letting the entire cat out of the bag. And you have to know that more work is being done than what you're seeing. There's more work that's being done than the releases that you're seeing, and the subscriber letters that you're seeing, and the Inside Star Citizens that you're seeing. There's so much work being done. There's 500 employees. I doubt very much that Chris would be happy to see anybody sitting on their ass not doing any work. The type of guy Chris is. My only issue is to make sure that each department's communicating properly with one another, and perhaps they actually have too many employees. Perhaps they have too many locations. My feelings are is they can cut back a little bit. They can downscale on their expenses. They don't need 5 locations. Some people argue about Cayman Islands. Holy shit, oh my god, they're hiding money. Look at Activision. Look at EA. Look at what they do. They set up tax shelters in the Cayman Islands all the time. It's standard business practices. It happens all the time. It's not great. It shouldn't be that way for people that make that kind of cash. For corporations to make that kind of cash should be kind of straight cut down the middle, saying, hey, boom, cut that off. Pay us the taxes. Pay us what you owe. Don't hide off some offshore account on some beautiful island. No jurisdiction for U.S. law. Kind of weird to have companies out there creating shell corporations with one member, bringing in over $100 million to $1 billion worth of revenue like Activision Blizzard did. Kind of strange that happens. That's how it goes. That's how it goes right now in this world. And Cloud Imperium's no different. They're just going to jump on that bandwagon. If you were a corporation, wouldn't you? If you were a CEO of a corporation and you know you can pocket a lot of that cash and put it towards other things instead of paying it off to a government, really doesn't do fucks shit anyway. Wouldn't you do that? I know I would. Just be fucking honest with yourself. Some real talk, people. All right. So, I just want to lay it straight, let everybody know where Star Citizen is at right now. The project right now, when it comes down to, you know, people ragging on the ballista and the ground warfare, and they shouldn't even have ground warfare and all their shit. Shut up. Shut up. Can you imagine, like, limiting this game after everything that we've heard and everything that we've seen? That what we expect this game to be, and then just saying, no, we're not going to have that aspect of this game. We're going to cut that back and take it out. Man, there'd be so many fucking pissed off people. And all of those ones that were screaming about, oh, we don't like that type of gameplay. Guess what? Then they're going to be pissed off too. What do you mean you're taking the ballista away? What do you mean you're taking that ground warfare? We wanted the ground warfare. It's part of the fun. Fucking idiots. All right. That's enough from me. Thanks everybody who's supporting the channel. We love you. Our patrons are the most amazing people in the world. We're almost at our first goal of $100. You guys are supporting this channel. Yes, you are. We're going to lock it down, and we're going to have another giveaway very shortly. Thanks everybody for being patrons here, and really a huge shout out to all my patrons. Special VIP privileges. Those that are patrons get involved in giveaways, and we also have behind the scenes footage and pictures of my real life on there. And I'm telling you right now, it's a good time for the channel, and I love this community. And thank you everybody for helping me share this content, getting it out there, buying the merch, supporting me every which way you can. It is so appreciated. You don't even understand it. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next vid.